I am so glad that you joined me here today. I'm Bethany Johnson, but I actually like to be known as Teacher Bethany because the thing that I love to do most is not just guide people to the right direction. I really love to help teach people and equip people to have transformation and change. And so that's what we're going to be doing here today. Most likely somebody shared this with you. Hopefully it was a dear friend, because by the time you finish this, I guarantee you're going to be messaging them and saying thank you. Thank you for sharing this. So today we're not doing something where you're going to hear from me and get some encouragement and go out to hopefully make a change. No, today you are actually going to reserve some time to invest in you to make a change. I mean, the thing that I've had on my heart to share with you is something that people would pay thousands of dollars to go to some kind of workshop, or who knows, maybe even fly to Bali and have a whole month staycation there and learn how to be who they always were meant to be. It's that kind of a thing. The great thing is, first and foremost, it doesn't cost anything. This is literally from my heart to yours on how to have change. I'm really calling this momentum of a decision. Every decision has momentum, and many of us have been walking out decisions in the wrong direction. And so where we stand today is in the wrong direction of where we want to be, right? It's that simple. It doesn't take going to a seminar to figure that out. But the problem is, a lot of us have tried to face these things over and over and over again, and we keep finding that things aren't working. Well, that's because we're missing the number one key thing to transformation. Maybe you've heard this, maybe you really haven't, but we talk about knowing our why. But as I have helped people for years in the health and wellness industry, I have helped people all different ages who think they know their why. And it isn't that they don't have a why, it's that their why actually is not the depth of what it needs to be. I've had friends who say that they want to look good in a bikini. I've had friends who say that they want to be able to have someone find them, love them, and get married. All of those sound like wonderful things, but that's not actually the depth of why. And it's going to lead to an easy fall when something else comes along that seems like a more fun decision in that moment. So it leads us to repeat like Groundhog's Day. So today what I want you to do, you can check out my sleeves. I rolled them up because we're going to be rolling up our sleeves and doing a workshop. Again, I don't ever want to be a motivational speaker. I want to be an equipper. And so that's why I'm Teacher Bethany, because I'm here to teach and equip. A teacher, which I used to be, is I do, so I model it. We do it together. You do, you go and do. Well, here's the joy. I have actually done this. And then I have helped other people do this. But then you have to go out and accept it and do it on your own. So I share with everyone that I help, I can help you find a plan that works. I do that all day, but it's not going to work if you don't put in the effort to make it work. There's no magic pill, and if there is, you probably should not take it. I'm not joking. Today, we're gonna find the transformation that needs to happen for you to walk this out. This is a really important moment for you to find out your truth, where this root came from, and how we're going to walk out change, make a whole 180. So here's the last important detail. If you do not have an hour of time, I recommend that you schedule an hour of time. I don't even want to say come back to it when you have an hour, because most of us, we just literally need to schedule it. So schedule an hour of time and commit to that. That's your first step. I'm not going to be talking for an hour, but most likely you are going to want time to really process and fall in love with who you are and your mission and your plan to move forward. You deserve that time. So that's why I'm saying an hour, because you deserve to take that time for you. So you can re-watch some of this, you can push pause and just really envelop yourself in the moment, or maybe you're going to be able to fly through this in the time that I share it. So get ready to have an incredible transformation take place, but first and foremost, I want you to know that you should have a comfortable place where you can feel all the feelings that are going to come out. You're going to be vulnerable. You are going to let things go. You may want a pen and paper. Maybe you're a processor like that. But until we have radical change and find the truth and the root, we're going to continue to walk through Groundhog's Day and find every diet and plan and program and try and have every friend come and join us on this journey, and we're going to be exactly where we are again today. I just want to share with you guys the reason I'm here today and I have a passion doing what I do is because there was a point in time where I was widowed and I had a little 2-year-old. I was actually pregnant with my second when this happened. So then I had 2 kids, and I literally knew in that moment that I needed to stay healthy for my kids. That was my why. That was what helped me after having my second baby get back into a healthy state. But the reality was that was a good why, but I really didn't have a heart change. And so what happened is, even though I physically stayed fit, my body inside was actually deteriorating. A lot of things for health are carried within our gut. Again, I have lots of things I can share with you on programs another time, but that doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if we don't know this. And so the things I was putting in my body did not help my body produce feelings that I wanted to feel. So even though I stayed active, the insides of my body were telling me, you're not doing good. We're not doing good. We're shutting down on you, which means your thoughts, the way you think about yourself, the way you model your life are not healthy, because 95% of our serotonin lives in our gut, and that gut brain feeds our actual brain. So a lot of times if we don't like what we think about ourselves or where we're at, it's because we have things going on in our body that need a change. So it wasn't until a day, and this is just me being very transparent with you guys, it wasn't until a day that I felt like I didn't want to be here anymore. And the thing that woke me up about that is that my late husband actually took his life by suicide. And I remember thinking, how could anyone get to that point and not think this is worth fighting for? People love me. And then here I was at that same point with 2 beautiful children who would have no parents if I took my life. That was my wake-up call. That was when I realized something has to change. And I decided, in order for me to be the mom that my kids deserve for me to be, I have to love myself. I'm not modeling anything good for them if I don't love myself. What am I teaching them? Not to love themselves? It's hindering me from even being able to love them at their maximum capacity. So I knew that in order for me to think better thoughts, in order for me to make better choices, I had to make a change. So I decided I was going to make a change with my health. And if I feel better, because it'll make you feel better, I'll think better. I will be better because I'm making better choices. That literally solidified my why, where I did a 180. I did find a program that worked amazing with it, but honestly, it doesn't matter what I pick. There are events that happen in our life that can create decision points. And that's why we're all standing where we are today, whether we like it or not, because there was an event that took place that led to a decision, which led to choices leading you where you are today. And so with myself walking through this, I literally have paved the way where I know what you can do, and you are going to pave the way for your own self. And I guarantee that there's many more people who are watching what you do, and it's mattering to them, and it can help them pave their own way too. So let's get comfy, make sure you have something to take notes, and we're gonna begin. So my friend, as I mentioned, you're here because you actually want something to change. So first and foremost, I just want to congratulate you for saying yes to you. So we're gonna get into this workshop. Like I said, roll up your sleeves, because the only way to create true change is if we are to tell the truth. No more skeletons in the closet. I shared my truth with you because that was my truth that led to my 180 change. That truth changed my life. That truth brings me joy. That truth woke me up, and I am doing what I do today because I love helping other people be transformed to know their truth. When you have a story that is so impactful that's changed your life, it's hard not to share, and I guarantee, this is just me speaking my truth to you, I guarantee that you are going to have people who love your story because your story is filled with wisdom, and it is paving a way for them to say yes to who they are and do the 180 that they're meant to do. So hopefully that gives you some ounce of excitement, because you are a true change agent leading many others to do the same. And I just have to tell you, I'm proud of you. Even before it happens, I see it and I'm proud of you. So where you are today, right now, as we know, didn't just come overnight. You literally just didn't wake up and have, oh my gosh, what's happening? This literally pertains to marriages, finances, everything, especially our health. There are steps leading to every little change. So we don't just wake up and find that we fell out of love with someone. We don't just wake up and find that we gained 100 pounds. We don't just wake up and see that. That doesn't happen. It's not real. So the first thing that I want you to recognize is that in order to have change, and yes, we're talking health, but I am speaking to you that if you have something going on with your marriage or your finances, this is a turnaround moment. You can turn it around. You can. It starts with an event. This is the event to call you out, to speak truth, to find the moment, to turn things around for the better. You get to make a decision and walk it out. Every single thing in our life can change for the better because there's momentum of decision. We are making decisions today. So first, I need you to recognize that in order to turn something around, and as we talk about our health, to turn it around, you first have to give your body grace. You need to forgive your body. You need to forgive yourself. Same with finances, marriage, whatever. Forgive yourself of where things are right now. If you only hold on to the past, it is just leading shame and regret to paralyze you in this place. So you're going to forgive to move forward. So where you are today, right now, as we know, didn't just come overnight. You literally just didn't wake up and have, oh my gosh, what's happening? This literally pertains to marriages, finances, everything, especially our health. There are steps leading to every little change. So we don't just wake up and find that we fell out of love with someone. We don't just wake up and find that we gained 100 pounds. We don't just wake up and see that. That doesn't happen. It's not real. So the first thing that I want you to recognize is that in order to have change, and yes, we're talking health, but I am speaking to you that if you have something going on with your marriage or your finances, this is a turnaround moment. You can turn it around. You can. It starts with an event. This is the event to call you out, to speak truth, to find the moment, to turn things around for the better. You get to make a decision and walk it out. Every single thing in our life can change for the better because there's momentum of decision. We are making decisions today. So first, I need you to recognize that in order to turn something around, and as we talk about our health, to turn it around, you first have to give your body grace. You need to forgive your body. You need to forgive yourself. Same with finances, marriage, whatever. Forgive yourself of where things are right now. If you only hold on to the past, it is just leading shame and regret to paralyze you in this place. So you're going to forgive to move forward. Here's the thing, nobody wakes up and decides, I would love to be shackled to an addiction that's just gonna follow me to the grave. No, nobody does that. Nobody decides that they want to say yes to something that's going to master them, master you for the rest of your life. You don't decide, I want to be self-conscious about what fits me or doesn't fit me, or be on a diet my whole life, or tell people no. Nobody decides that. What we do is we decide one day that we don't want to feel a certain way with what's going on. We decide one day we're going to make some choices to help ourselves feel better. Whatever that may have looked like in your life, which we're going to find it, we decided that we were going to change how we feel because of an event that took place. Events don't have to define the rest of your life unless you allow it to. And sadly, too many people are letting an event define who they are instead of develop. This can develop us. It doesn't have to define or diminish us. So we're here today because an event took place, and it has been defining and it has been diminishing. Some of you have felt diminished. But today we're going to turn that page around, and we're going to let it develop us and write a new story. So as we said, these events led to decision, and decisions lead to choices, which have led to where we are today. But the exciting thing is that the solution you're seeking, the solution to have change, is really, really simple. The problem may be deep. There may be health things related. I'm not saying that it's not deep or complicated, but the solution, the true solution to this, is really simple. And that's what we're going to take time and do today. But it's not going to be just a little quick fix that so many of us have been trying to do, where we say, I'm going to wake up at 5 a.m. so then I can fit in a workout, so then I can do this. And then for some reason, we just can't wake up at 5 a.m. So then we decide, maybe I just need to try 4:45. Like if I get those 15 minutes before, it'll just do something. Well, that doesn't do anything when you still don't have the motivation behind the actual transformation. So then some of us even decide, I just need to wake up super early, so that way the 5 a.m. doesn't even seem early. Well, being more extreme is not going to fix the problem. As I even say that, there's some friends that I even have who have gone so extreme for unhealthy reasons. They have an unhealthy why. They may be in better shape, but they have never actually found this root, which we're going to find today. So the bitterness and the shame and the fear and the guilt still follow them around. That is not for you, my friend. That is not for you. The answer to this transformation, as we said, is so simple. But it actually takes guts to go the distance, to ask yourself the big questions, to open up the closet where the skeletons are hiding. So in order to get where we want to be, we cannot have a holiday mindset. If you're taking notes, you are declaring that you are making decisions daily. Decisions are a daily thing. They're not a day of the calendar thing. That's why so many people make New Year's resolutions and they do not stick to them. They feel excited or lucky if they stick to it for 2 weeks to a month. That's because the day does not bring about change. It's the decision with a deep enough why. What is our why? Why are you on this message today? Why are you doing this workshop today? And before you can even find that why, we need to walk into the understanding of you're going to forgive yourself. You're going to learn to let go of the past, as we talked about, with being defined or diminished. Most people are walking in their past, letting it define or diminish them instead of, like I said, developing them. I could be walking in shame and guilt and fear, diminished and defined by my past, but instead, I walk in confidence, in joy, in authority. I walk in true light with an excitement for life. Literally, because my past has developed me, my past has given me wisdom. So now you have the ability, this is your reality, you have the ability to have wisdom from your past decisions. Telling yourself I coulda, woulda, shoulda won't fix anything. Judging yourself on where you are today because of yesterday's or the past decisions only lead for you to become in a deeper state of despair. That's just allowing shame, guilt, any of that kind of stuff. It's just allowing it to paralyze you from making any change. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna heal the past. We're gonna find out our why. Why did this come about? Some of you actually know right now as I say that where your why came from, but we're gonna help you really heal it, not just look at it. So we're gonna find out why we are here today, where did it come from, and accept that your story is a story to help others through their journey because you have wisdom. You have wisdom they do not have. You have wisdom to share with them. So the last thing I want to touch on before we get started in this is if you're doing this with a friend, if you invited a friend on here, maybe the friend has watched even before you. They've already thanked you for letting them take part in this with them. So if you are doing this with a friend, you have to first and foremost know your friend committing to this 180 is not the reason that you get to say yes to your 180. You need to say yes to your 180 because you want the change. You need to say yes to your 180 because you want to stick and stay even if they don't. Accountability is an amazing thing, but accountability cannot be our why. It cannot be our why. Competition cannot be our why. So you should be inviting friends. By the end of this, if you haven't, you should. You need to. Your friends are calling out for you to do this. By the end of this video, this workshop, you should be sharing with your friends why they need to do this and what it's going to do for them. This is not about accountability of locking arms with each other to stay stuck in it together. No, this is about you loving your friend enough that you want them to feel great. You want them to love and have their best life. That's what this is about. So in this place, you're going to rest your mind and allow yourself to go where you need to go to find absolute truth on why you're here today and how to let go, how to forgive, and how to walk out with change. So at this point, you're welcome to pause at any time, reflect as long as you need, then I'm gonna ask some questions. I'm gonna give you a little bit of time and you are gonna process them. So if you need more time, you take more time. This is your workshop. This is your transformation. This is your 180. Okay, my friend, but first and foremost, I'll welcome you into a space of peace. I want to welcome you into a space of love. I want to welcome you into a space of truth. In order to find the truth with the events that have taken place, we have to actually ask truth. What is true? So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to go to your favorite place. So visually in your mind, I want you to see your favorite place. I can see my place. And now in this place, I want you to breathe in the air, the scents that you smell. Take in all the details of what is happening around you. Things that you hear, feel, Even in this favorite place, you can get comfortable. And in this place, you're going to welcome truth and love to come to you so you can see and embrace what they look like, what they feel like. So just welcome them to come, and however that appears. For some of you, you may be welcoming the light of the world. For some of you, you may be welcoming God. Others of you, Jesus. Whatever gives you peace and truth, you welcome that into this place right here, right now. And just literally receive it. And as you receive this, I want you to look into yourself. Think about the thoughts that you've had about yourself. And I want you to forgive yourself for all the things that you've thought or said. You are going to release. You're going to forgive. So I forgive myself for all the self-hate, abuse, neglect. And I hand that over to truth and love and let it go. You will see truth and love take it away. Let it go. This first step is so important because as I walk people through finding answers, sometimes they find that they hit a wall, like they're blocked. And that's because there is a place of unforgiveness still residing. So in order to find any truth and peace, we have always got to walk in forgiveness. Now that you've forgiven yourself, I want you to stand in the understanding that truth and love, the light of the world, God, has a point of view that we haven't seen before. So I first want you to ask truth, love, light, God, whoever is guiding you in this place of peace, I want you to ask them, where was the first time that I made the decision to walk out the change leading me to where I am today? What event took place that led me to make this decision? What event, no matter how big or small, led me to make choices leading me to the place where I am today? And when you're in that place, if you know exactly what it is, then you have your answer. If you do not, ask truth, ask your guide. What was it about this moment that led me to make a decision? What choices did I make? What feelings did I have? Why did you choose to feel the way you felt? Maybe it was about someone else. Maybe it was truly just about you. In this moment, ask your guide to share with you, why did you feel this way? Why did I feel this way in this moment? What about this event led me to feel this way? And then why did I respond this way? These are the questions we need to ask. These are where the answers lie. When you receive that answer, you may find that you need to forgive again. Maybe you need to forgive yourself. Maybe it was someone else that you need to forgive, an anger with someone, trying to prove someone wrong, or that you can do it by proving yourself right. A lot of times these things hide where there's shame, pride, guilt, unforgiveness, bitterness, worry. Find which one is yours and ask for forgiveness again. And this time when I say ask for forgiveness, I want you to literally shed off all the feelings that you carry in that moment. And if it was for someone else, you forgive them, but you literally share, I forgive them for this. I let it go. I'm not going to let their choices infect me anymore. Forgive it. Let it go. I visually love to see it being pulled out of me, and I hand it over. I surrender. And as you hand that over, surrender. Again, watch it leave. Let it go. It's not yours anymore. It's gone. You get to stand in the freeness, in a place of freedom where you are right now, with no heavy weight, no burden. And right here, we get to stand and recognize that there are different points of views. Point of view. Ours came from our point of view, but there are different point of views in the room. And so we're going to ask our guide, we're going to ask truth, God, love, light. We're going to ask truth. What was true in that moment? What was what you believed took you one direction, but there was another direction you could have gone this whole time? So ask truth, what was truth? What really happened in this moment? And here's the joy of this. As we find this, it's not to, like we talked about, carry shame or paralyze ourselves in this shame or guilt or annoyance that we didn't have to take this path. No. We actually get to walk in the victory of having wisdom. By you having this wisdom today, you can help give hope and wisdom to another person who doesn't know how to turn around where they are. So with where you are today, with uncovering this, ask truth, why do I desire change? Why do I desire change? Until you find, as we talked about, the event, and in that event, know the decision you made and the choices that you chose along the way to where you are today, the change is going to be rough. But if you find that and you accept it and you forgive yourself and then you know your why, it's going to be the most simplest, enjoyable thing of your life. You're not going to be finding yourself dieting for life. You're going to be finding yourself living life and enjoying it. You're not going to be thinking of all the things you have to say no to. You're actually going to be thinking about all the things you get to say yes to. That's the life that you get to live. So the very last thing as we finish this workshop, I want you to visualize yourself at your end result. What is this end result? This why that you found, this thing that has such great deep meaning. What does it look like to be there? Do you see yourself? Picture yourself, the shape of your body. Maybe there's the size of clothes you see. More importantly, how do you feel, regardless of the size, weight? None of that matters. As long as we are healthy inside, the health will flow outside. How does it feel in that body? Because it's not actually a physical thing, it's an internal being, well-being. And I want you to remember this moment, because this moment is a journey. It took a journey to get here. And now we're going to take a journey with joy and excitement to get there. So again, it's important to love ourselves on this journey. The more love we produce in our body, the more grace, the more transformation our body makes with peace. The more we are frustrated with our body, have self-hate with our body, it only creates more angst, and our body's confused and doesn't know what to do. It doesn't know how to make you happy, so it's stuck. So forgive yourself and accept it took time to get here, so it's unfair to think I'm going to get out of it tomorrow or in a month. This journey could take 3 months to see change, and then you could see change drastically follow through day after day. This journey may take 2 years for you to have the outcome you're visualizing right now. Is it worth it? Yes, it is. If you don't do it today, when will you do it? 5 years ago, what if you said yes? For the last 3 years, you would be where you saw in that vision, and you would be living life the way that you desire to. An event leads to a decision, and that decision leads to choices, which can lead to the change we desire. So love yourself, love the journey, and you will see the outcome follow through. No one can do it for you. No magic pill can do it for you, but consistency is key. This is a daily thing. Are there programs? Are there key things with gut health, helping our metabolism? All that, yes, there are. But we can only make those daily choices if we get out of our own head and stop getting in our own way. Instead, praise your body, praise the outcome. You have made an incredible commitment to yourself, and you are going to see an incredible journey unfold before you, riddled with wisdom upon wisdom. And grace actually means power. So as you give yourself grace, you are giving yourself more power, more authority, more confidence. That is what your body is meant to be walking in. I cannot wait to hear about your transformation, to hear your story, and all the other people who your story has inspired and blessed with the wisdom from your past to where you are right now and moving forward. You are incredible, you are equipped, you are wise, you are beautiful, you are strong and capable. I feel blessed being partnered with you right here. And I think you should thank your friend for welcoming you to do this with them and making the commitment, most importantly, for yourself. So think of how many other friends you can share this with and help transform their life and do a 182. I bless you, and I'm excited to hear your story.